Oh, man, it's good to be back. I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. And we want to get caught up with what's going on in your life. So tell us, what's the latest and greatest in the life of Tanner Mangum?
The life of a has-been. Right now I'm working in marketing for Pluralsight. It's a great tech company based out of Farmington with offices in South Jordan, and so I'm living in Salt Lake doing marketing. And then I'm still, pretty active in the mental health activism world, doing some speaking engagements, going around to different events and conferences, and doing that, which has been good. And then enjoying married life and being a dad. It's been a fun adventure, and just enjoying the next steps of life.
You know, Tanner, I mean, everybody that plays college sports goes through this at some point. When football or sports in general is just all encompassing and it's everything you do, how have you handled not having that be as big a part of your life as it used to be? How difficult or how much of a transition has that been for you?
It's been tough. It's because it's a dream that you have since you're a kid, and you put in all this work and all this time, and then unfortunately NFL didn't work out. I got a couple tryout invites, but didn't make it, and then the XFL went to the tryout, did well, but then didn't get drafted on the XFL draft, and so it's disappointing. It's when you have those disappointments. But at the same time, I just try to keep perspective, and I try to remember that there's a lot more to me than just football. There's a lot of things to offer and things to look forward to, different ventures that I can get involved in, and I just try to remember, what's to stay active in other things, and to not solely be defined by the sport that I do love and I have a passion for, but I just try to keep myself busy and focused on other good things.
Now, without question, you are a student of the game. We know that you love football. So how do you plan to stay involved moving forward?
Yeah, well, it's a great question. I'm looking forward to November 9th. Going to be working as a little guest analyst with you guys for the Liberty game. And then I've been doing some radio spots on 1280 and then ESPN 960, doing some co-hosting there. And, just providing some analysis, some insights, and some knowledge. And then, who knows? We'll see what happens in the future. But for now, I'm enjoying, just trying to provide some of the institutional knowledge that I gained while just playing football my whole life, and then all the time that you spend playing football at a university. In a way, it's kind of like a double major. You major in football in a way, and so it's been good being able to impart some of that knowledge to the general public.
Well, we're excited to have you put on the analyst hat. In fact, let's do that right now on a Friday and evaluate some quarterback play right now at BYU. Jaron Hall and Baylor Romney both seemingly will be healthy for the Utah State game. Of course, Romney quarterbacked BYU to a win over then number 14 Boise State and really shocked all of BYU Sports Nation and basically the entire nation with how the Cougars played following that USF loss. So how would you evaluate, first of all, the play of Baylor Romney in his first and at this point only start at BYU?
Well, man, I give him an absolute A. I think he passed with flying colors. I was pretty vocal about it on Twitter. I just think that it was really impressive the way he handled that situation. To come in the first start, he hasn't played a game since high school. And I saw him last year, too, so I have a unique perspective into his progression. Being the fifth string last year, works his way up to third string. And then in this game, in a cold, wet, rainy environment against a pretty tough team, goes in and handles his own. And he, two touchdowns, no turnovers, managed the game well, wasn't flustered, looked calm and collected. And I was really proud of him. Really cool to see his progress, see his growth, and to see him handle that situation. And that was great to see. And it was a win that the BYU team desperately needed. And so, couldn't be happier for him and his work that he put in, and seeing it pay off for him was great to see.
Tanner, I agree with you 100%. I was so impressed with what I saw out of Baylor, not just in that game, but even against South Florida when he had to come in when Jaron went down originally. The moment didn't look like it was too big for him, and obviously BYU didn't win that game, but I walked away impressed, and then certainly impressed with what happened against Boise State. But now's the big question here, Tanner. So with both quarterbacks healthy, presumably heading into Utah State, who do you think should start at quarterback against the Aggies?
So this is the $1 million question, right?
Right.
And it's tough. And me, of all people, I understand quarterback battles and quarterback controversies, if you will. I've been involved in them. I was involved in them throughout my whole career. And it's a part of the game. It's an unfortunate part of the game that only one quarterback can play, because oftentimes a team has 2, 3 very capable quarterbacks. And in this case, it's the battle of the backups between Jaron and Baylor, who have both shown that they're capable. And so, given everything I just said about Baylor, I feel bad, because even though he played so well, I truly feel that everything he did, it wasn't anything that Jaron couldn't have done himself. And Jaron, in his performances this year, has shown that he can play. He can make plays. I think the USF game, he showed what he can do with his feet, with his athleticism, and his decision-making. And he had some great throws as well. That long touchdown to Dax was great. And so he's capable. He's a great player. And there's a reason he's been the backup. There's a reason the coaches like him and trust him. And so I think if he's healthy, you gotta let him roll. And so I think I can see both sides. I can see Baylor starting. I can understand their decision if they want to keep the momentum going from the Boise State game. And there's a lot of things that we don't know as well. We don't see how they're performing in practice. We don't see how Jaron is recovering from his concussion. But if all things being equal, if both are healthy, I like Jaron. I like giving him that opportunity to keep rolling, to keep that. I guess build off of the body of work that he's already put together. And furthermore, I think if you really kind of make it a 50-50 type thing, it can affect the confidence of either one. If you say, hey, we're going to give you these reps, but then we're going to pull you and put in Baylor, if we're going to share, that's tough. I think you got to pick one and go with it. And so if it's me, I'm going with Jaron. But if they go with Baylor, I can understand that. And luckily, both of them have shown that they're very capable.
Tanner Mangum with us on BYU Sports Nation, former BYU quarterback, talking about the current BYU quarterback situation as the Cougars prepare for Utah State, obviously on a bye week currently. Tanner, let's say that Jaron does get the start. What would you tell Baylor to help him keep perspective amidst this now out-of-the-blue quarterback battle?
Well, I think it's the same thing you tell any backup quarterback. You tell them to prepare and to get ready and to prepare as if you're going to be the starter. Now, I've been in that situation lots of times when, first of all, in 2015 when Taysom started, and then the very first game I had to step in. And then 2016, Taysom's back to being the starter, and I'm kind of waiting in the wings the whole season, and then I come in against Utah State and play in the bowl game. So you just never know when your number is going to be called, and you have to be prepared at all times. And Baylor's he's a solid guy. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's got good perspective, good maturity, and he's not. If they do go with Jaron, he's going to stay ready. He's going to stay poised, and he'll be ready to go if called upon. But a big thing that I really want to call out is the play calling against Boise State was really great. It was aggressive. It was a little more attacking. It was unique. The trick plays. It kept Boise State on their toes, and it was great to see. And so I hope they can combine that type of play calling against Boise State, but also allowing Jaron to give him opportunities to run and to create plays and to make things happen with his feet. And so I think that combination, the play calling that Baylor had at his disposal, combined with Jaron's athleticism, would be a great combination that could really give BYU a lot of success.
Tanner, real fast before we let you go, we were talking earlier in the show about, with BYU having 5 regular season games remaining, the chances that BYU could run the table. What do you expect from BYU over the last 5 regular season games?
Well, like I said, the win against Boise State was a win they desperately needed, and I think it's going to give them a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence. But that being said, Utah State is a tough opponent. They've really turned the program around these last few years, and the last 2 seasons have really taking it to BYU. And so this is a big game in Logan, but I expect them to play with a lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and a lot of passion. And I think obviously the Utah State and San Diego State games will provide some tough challenges, and hopefully those UMass, Idaho State, Liberty games, we like to think that those are some winnable, very winnable games. And so luckily that gets them to a bowl game, and I know that's what they're playing for. They're playing to finish strong, to get to a bowl game, to build that momentum, and then to win out. And it's going to be a challenge, but it's doable if they play with the right amount of intensity, the right amount of passion, and of course execution. It's doable. It'll be a tough challenge, but I think it's possible.
Tanner, great to talk with you on BYU Sports Nation. Look forward to you hanging out with us on Countdown to Kickoff during the Liberty game and whatever else the future holds.